Welcome to my channel. I'm Arabella and this is Our Hearts with Arts. I am quite busy lately making faces of Frida Kahlo. Really admire this artist who is already passed a long time ago. I will put it up on the screen how long ago this was. I can't really memorize that sort of stuff, even if I read about her a lot. So about her relationships, about her life, about her trials and tribulations, what she went through in life, and that's really important to me. She's a great inspiration for a lot of women and men. Not only was she a beautiful woman to look at, she was really admired by a lot of women. Yeah, so I saw a series on the Dutch TV, and I was following that, and they were asking artists to participate in the contest. So I am doing that. And then I started to practice her face, looking at her face and trying stuff out, just took pictures and then making some drawings, just memorizing how her posture, her oval face and her eyebrows that are truly remarkable. She also was really a feminist. She let her facial hair grow, and that she was proud of it. And she's from Mexico, and yeah, I will also put up on the screen where she's from. But this is what I made so far. So I pulled out from my book that is falling apart. I got that from my daughter. And yeah, I'm drawing in it, and some of the things I put up on Instagram. So, but this is a really old book, and I started to do some mixed media in it. And some of the things I did film, but as you can see, it's really falling apart. So what I'm doing now is, these are some sketches that I'm trying out. And yeah, what I'm doing now, some figures and also some line art I was practicing. But I was pulling these apart, and I'm using these sheets to make this series. And the best one I was sent to this contest. That I will just try to do that, because as an artist it's hard to put yourself out there. But without further ado, I will show you what I made so far. So this one, and I did stack a few onto it, and I also will frame them. What I also did is used my little pieces that I am using also in other things of my art. So this is oil paint that stuck together in my one of my containers, and I pulled them apart, and this is what I had. So this will become the flowers on her head, but I am not making every painting or drawing because I'm using oil pastels with the flowers in her hair. What she was known for is the unibrow. So you will see that in other artists, and also for the flowers in her hair and the beautiful braided hair as well. So this is also what I want to use in my next drawing. So I did try it out. So as I said, try to make this is the last one I made. So and I do make a drawing at first just with a pencil, and then I will build up the drawing from that. So this one also made her a little bit older, even though she only I think 50 or not even 50, she was 47, something like that. So she didn't yeah, she wasn't really old when she died, but and I'm reading her story now. I'm not until the end, so I don't know yet as to date how she died. So I'm following the story also with the program on the Dutch television. So here I also use it for a necklace and for an earring. And this is together with this one. So here she's a little bit older, and this is the youngest picture I used. And I also made a mistake with the eye, so the paper broke, but I tried to mend it and just put a coating on it when I was done. So I used acrylic medium matte to coat my my art. Afterwards I also made this one. These ones I used the same picture to create her in a young and in an older age. So these two, and then I made this one, and this is also when she was a little bit younger, and now I made her hair red. It's really abstracty, it's not real. And also I did compete in a few contests for artists, but every time yeah, it's really noticeable that really the ones that win are the realism art. So of course that is really beautiful, but I'm trying to explore a little bit less, a little bit more abstract, and a little bit more rough, like this background. It's really rough, and also you know it's Frida, but it's not really resembling, it's not realism. It's really abstract. So yeah, this also has a coating, and this is the one I want to work on together with you. So there may be parts that I will speed it up, because otherwise this video will get really long. So I used a picture that I got from the internet, and I tried to configure her face, and I really love her oval face. This time I did use flowers in her hair, but I also can use these bits, because that's really abstract, and I like that idea to make it abstract and just use pieces like this. So this is what I do. I just crump them up a little together. I don't know how you call that. Just made up words. So like that. So I will keep that apart. Yeah, I will keep that on the side, I mean. And also I started with the mouth, but it was really too big, so I made it smaller with white. And you can, I will give you some tips, so you can really change your yeah, how you call that, you can really enhance it and change it and better it, and yeah, make your mistakes go away. So and that's something you can do. You can see the lines, but because I'm doing it abstract and there will be a build up from colors and sort of her face. In the other artworks I kept her face a little bit on the yellow side, but I don't know if I will do it, if I will do that now. Perhaps I will do it, so I don't know yet. So, but let's go. So now I, for instance, want this a little bit more round, even though I love this. I liked, I mean, this drawing, but I wanted this a little bit more definite. So what I do is I do that with a pencil, because it's really hard to make a little bit of a definition when you are working with oil pastels. If you have with a small tip, that would be a little bit more easy to navigate, but I don't have that, so I will use what I have and try to work with what I have, and then yeah, just try to get my problem to yeah, to go away. To work, I'm just working with the materials that I have, so yeah, so I'm trying to make it a little bit more I'm trying to define it a little bit more, some of the lines. And if you work with a pencil, you will get these bits that come off. I just dab it with my finger so that it doesn't interfere with the art piece. So, and I also didn't use earrings, but I don't know what kind of earrings. I'm just doing something, and perhaps I will also get a few bits and then make earrings, something more like this, for instance. So it doesn't matter that I'm drawing it, I know the placement, so that's important that you know the placement. So just try and use your imagination. And because I already made the drawing, I can build on this, and I won't need the picture I used anymore. And that's how also I make the base with a picture, and I know what kind of clothing, and I know what kind of hairdo and the face, and then I will build it without the picture, and that's how you make it your own. So that's also important, to make it your own, and I don't have to work on the earrings. So now I'm going to build up the face color, and I think I'm going for still a little bit yellow, but I want to combine the yellow perhaps with ochre, or, and I also see this, I will pull a couple of colors that I think I will need. Green is for the leaves. I also drew some leaves on the background, so get some dark green and some lighter green. And here I have the face color, but this is crayon. This is not oil pastel, I think. Yeah, it is. So there are also some other colors. Let's see what color I have a little bit of ochre here. I can combine those two, and also a little bit of pinkish cheeks, I think purple. I always incorporate some purple in my drawings, and here is also a good color, but it's too dark, so I'm searching for, yeah, this is also a crayon, I think I call that this, and then I will put them, the colors on the side a little bit together. Let me see if I can find, yeah, this is also a crayon, I think. This is a little bit lighter yellow, so I can use to lighten certain parts of her face up. And I also see that I have some with a little bit smaller tips, so I can use that, for instance, for her lips or a little bit for the cheeks, I don't know, but I will keep that. And I also see a really cool one. This is also really cool. It looks like a flower already. So I think that will be used as well. And here's another piece of that ochre. I am searching for one piece. Let me see. No, I just can't find it. Can't seem to find it. That's not it. Well, I will just build with the colors that I have, and I have white if I go too dark. So that's also really important to keep the white, and it will get dirty. So like you see, this tip is really dirty, so I wipe this off. For instance, on a different piece of paper you can do that, but you can also do that where you haven't made something that's not really that important, so you can, for instance, and then you already, what you do is build the first layer, and then you can really make something on that. So now that's also what I often do, is start with a white or a light color and then build, and then you can draw really easy when there's already something on it. So here I want to make that a little bit lighter, but it's still staying on, and now I have these little things, so I will or blow on it, or I will just get it like this with my finger, so like that. So now I want, with lighter yellow, I will start to build her face. So I'm starting in one corner and just, we have paper here, so I will get that off. Yeah, this is crayon. So, and that's okay, you can use crayon, I don't know the word, I will put it up on the screen. Soft pastels, I think that's what it's called. And you can combine that really easily, even though it's really different than oil pastel. So I've chosen for the first layer to be yellow again. I'm drawn to that, and it gives really an expression to the, yeah, it expresses how her, yeah, something about her character. And this will get the first layer of white a little bit off, so I will make sure that this doesn't get into the drawing. So like this a little bit, and then I will go to this color. Oh, this is the one I was searching for. This color is also a soft pastel, and I also use my finger to get it in there. And accentuate a little bit the darker colors. And of course, don't forget the neck. Like this. So, and then I will get an even darker ochre. And this is oil pastels, and I don't mind this. So the dirty, what was dirty already, you see? I don't mind that because that will give it a lot of character. And with the white you can make it lighter afterwards again. So now I'm building up the face color and I'm really happy about this one. I think if this one comes out right, I want to send this one for the competition, but first I want to see which one I like best, and then I will also keep you updated about everything. So this I made, now you see where I went wrong, so I just by going over it with this harder one, the softer white I pulled away. So that's how you can erase also your mistakes. If you have made the mistake with the softer, so like the oil pastels, they have different consistencies. So some of them have a little bit of a softer consistency, and that you can erase easily. But you can also go over it with a lighter color, as you can see. And then you also erase your mistakes. Here is a little bit of a mistake. Now I can show you how I rectify this. So here I went over the mouth and I am doing it like with my pencil. I am going over the lines again, so this can be dark. And then the bottom I usually keep a little bit lighter so that you have a definition, and I like that. So the little thingies I will get off, and then we'll make it a little bit darker with this one. And I just keep on going, even though I will yeah, you now see this again. I also could make this mistake into shadow, you know, if I can't, if it keeps getting up. But this is the way you build up the layers, so you can't really make a mistake if you do it like this, because you keep rectifying and keep on going until you think it's yeah, you like it. So we are our worst own critics. So don't worry about other people, because we are worst on ourselves. So. And if you remember that, then it's okay. Other people perhaps don't like it, but that's their taste. So everybody also has their own taste, so don't worry about it, what other people think about it, because I don't, because I make yellow faces. That's how you know that I don't really mind. And everybody has their own opinion, and I'm open to that as well. So now I'm going over it with another one, and that's also how you fixate the layers. So if you have one that's more softer and more greasy, you can go over it and you are actually massaging the color into the paper. And that's why I like using this old paper from this old book that's really a little bit porous. So if you have an old book, that would really work with this technique that I'm now doing with the multiple layers technique. Okay, if you hear something in the background, my dog is snoring right now, so just so you know, I'm going over this again with white because I don't like that mistake. I made the mouth far too large in the beginning, so I saw that I did something wrong, so as soon as I made it smaller I saw, yeah, now it's looking a little bit more like Frida's face. Now I'm highlighting again. So it's taking time and it's taking a lot of layers before you will get this right. But this has become my favorite thing, my favorite medium to play with, so over the years. So what else? I can go to the pinkish stuff. It is a little bit dark, but this is the way I am making the cheeks a little bit more rosy, and then I will wipe it like that. Yeah, I like that. And I'm still not happy about this line, but I will get it with the build up, I will get it right. So, and now I will go over it with the ochre again, so to fixate it, but I will also cover it up a little bit, but that's okay. And now this one is hard, so you can see my mistake again. I could try to erase it, but I think that's not really working. No, it's not working, so I will go over it with the white again and then leave it alone for a little bit. So now I erased a couple of layers. So this is now, okay, I will leave it like that for now. So also remember which way the light is going. So the light is coming from this side, and that's why I will illuminate this side of her face. A little bit lighter, and now I'm a little bit more happy about it. The one thing I don't have is a good brown color for her eyes, so I was struggling with that on the other painting, so I will give that some more thought about what I will do about that. So every time I want to, I am redefining everything that will become a little bit more hazy. And also I want the eyebrows to become a little bit more the eyebrows that we all know and love. So the way she is making it is a little bit more like this. So I want to incorporate that as well. And that will look a little bit strange at first, but that is really how she's known. She's known for the eyebrows, as I said. So. Okay, So let's see, what color should I use? I think I want to work a little bit on the blouse. I think I will make a little bit flowers onto that. She loved flowers, that's why she used that in her hair. She wore them in her hair. Beautiful hair, long black hair. And she also cut that hair when she found out her husband was cheating. She was married to a known Diego. He was a painter, a known painter, and he was the one that said that she was also a really good painter. So he really inspired her and told her to go after that. So, and this is, in the picture, this is a sort of a t-shirt, but I will make it a little bit like this because I want to. So, I like it a little bit better now. Let me make one more flower. Like that. And you can use this as a reference, of course, the drawing with your pencil, or you can incorporate and let it show a little bit. It's just how you want it. It's just how you think this will look. And let me see if I like this color. It's a little bit dark, but I do like purple, so. And I do like bright colors as well. And I will define that so you can see that a little bit better, because I am making the same colors for the blouse and the collar, I mean. A little bit rough around the flowers, that's okay. And then in the middle, a little bit purple. This will become a sort of a ruby, or I will get one of these thingies to become the pendants. So, like that. So, and now I will get, let me see what kind of color for the flowers, and I will go over that and build that up as well. So these are just the first lines. We'll see what kind of purple I have to define everything a little bit better. Oh, orange. I didn't use orange yet, so I will do that for the flowers. I really like that color combination of the orange and the, so I will probably erase it a little bit and then I will define it again. This is a little bit more soft, so I can also erase this really easily. The softer, the easier to erase. And this is just fantasy, what I imagined how her blouse would look, because I don't have the picture reference anymore, so I will just do what I think looks good. And it also will be easier to draw around it. Once I color this in, I can go over it. So, yeah, I like it. I like that contrast. That's really cool. Let's see, and I also have a hard one, and this is a cheaper one. This is really hard, so I can erase with this. For instance, if I go over the lines, you see, I just erased, so I can go around it without coloring. And then I can tighten this up a little bit if I want. See, it's really easy to do. So if you want it a little bit more tidy, you can use this technique to erase. Just get cheaper oil pastels, and then the more creamier, the more expensive it is. So now I did that. So now I want to see, yeah, I want to work a little bit more on the blouse. Let me see if this is a different color or the same. Yeah, it's the same. Now I'm going in a little bit better because I want to define this color a little bit better. And the last thing I will do is go around it to define it even more with black, for instance. Like that. I'll also do the blouse, but not. Yeah, I will take a different color for the blouse. I want to. Yeah, this is a little bit darker, so perhaps I will use this for the color and then use the other color for the blouse. Let me see. Perhaps I can also define it more with this color. Yeah. This is a little bit harder, so it could be that I'm erasing. Let me see. I think I'm erasing a little bit. So let me erase this. Yeah, a little bit. So if you have a little bit the same consistency, it won't really erase, as you see. So now I want to change that. I will get my white to define the blouse a little, because this is the shoulder, this is not the collar. I will go over it with some white. I will do the same here, and then I can really fixate the color also onto the paper. So now it is light purple, and I don't know if I will keep it like that. You can of course do the background first and then do the flowers, but I like that messy look that I create when I do it like this. First the flower, draw the flowers I mean. I don't have much purple here, so. And the white also is a little bit soft, so that will also be erased really easily. Okay. Now I'm not pressing too hard, so that I am not erasing because this is also more hard than But if I'm doing it softly, I can color with this, so you can try that out, which one will do what on a different paper, and then you know what to use and how to use it. You will get a feel for it also when you practice. Keep practicing. So yeah, I really like that. I of course will work more on the face, and now yeah, what will I do next? I think a little bit more of the color, perhaps orange. This is the cheapy harder one. Because there's no color underneath, I just can color it in. And I can also use that to color a little bit over the purple. This is also fixated. And you will see a little bit of orange specks in between that will give a playful effect as well. And I went into the background, but that's okay. I'll just or get a harder or one, or just erase it with the white to define the edge a little bit more. Okay, let's now work a little bit. Yeah, I want this also to have a color. Let's think about that color a little bit more. What should I use? Something that's not too I want to use a combination, I think, of yellow, but not the same as her face, but you can see it's already different. This is much brighter because I used ochre in her face, so it works. And I can always change it and go over it with a different color if you change your mind, for instance. You can use this a little bit more, but this is also hard consistency, so I can erase with it because this is already a little bit soft. I'm not messing with it. I like the white over it, so let me do that again. Yeah, I like that also here and there. I also like it on top of her eyes, and then I will define her eyes. It will get a little bit darker, as you can see, because now it's mixing, so that's making it a little bit more messy, but that's okay. You see, it's much darker than the beginning. I had no oil pastels on the first layer, so now I have a little bit of that going on, so I'm going over it with yellow again a little bit, and I don't mind it, but I don't want it to distract, so this is distracting me a little bit. Yeah, now I'm happy with it, or happy with it. That happens a lot because I press too hard, so I will break it really easily. Okay, now I want to work a little bit on these leaves, so I will just make sure I have the shape of the leaves, That's how I start usually. Usually. And I do it a little bit free, as you can see. You don't have to follow exactly what you drew. You can do that, of course. You don't have to do that. And here I have a little bit more longer ones. And this is just the first layer, so I can change the color, I can change it. And that is what I will do. So now I will color some in. And all the leaves, I will do that. Just color them in. I really like this part. I can really express what I feel, so this is also a little bit of therapy for me when I'm working with color. That really works well with me. So let's do that over here as well. So now it's really messy. I want to see if I'm in frame a little bit better. So, like that. Let's work on the background a little bit more. And now I want to fill in the background with a different color. But I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm going over it with red. And the background isn't red in the picture, but that's okay. This has a tip, so I can really go a little bit better around it, and it's a little bit more easy to use this. But as you can see, the more color, the more beautiful it becomes. So it becomes really one painting, one drawing. Here the green and the red went together a little bit, so I can also experiment a little bit with that, see if I like it, and perhaps make some lines, some leaf lines. Now you can't really see it, so I won't do that. And that's how you can experiment as well. So now I have two colors together a little bit. I made this a different color. Yeah, and I like it. So now I can experiment more on that, and I also like this red, so I will make it a little bit darker, because if I didn't like it I would have left it a little bit more light and then went over it with a different color, and that's what I can do if I change my mind, for instance, but now I see I like it. It works with everything else, but still I can change that really easily. Here I went over it so I can mix the colors together. That's also pretty to see, to make something more beautiful from your mistakes. So, and I also want to go over the leaves with this, and I'm not erasing, yeah, a little bit. So this is also a harder consistency than the green, because this is the cheapy one and the green is the more expensive creamy one. But I could make a little bit of leaf, yeah, defining the leaves a little bit. You can see it a little bit. What I do is taking away a little bit of green and at the same time coloring that in with red, so that's what you see. Let me keep it up close. Yeah, you can see it. I don't know if I keep that hair like that, but I could color it in, and then when I put, I'm already thinking about the next step. If I put this on it, then I wouldn't have to fill it up with these pieces, but you can see the colors in between, so that's also a good idea to do that. And that's the reason I waited with the hair for the last steps, because I didn't know what to do yet, so I can think about it when I'm working on the leaves. And yeah, oh yeah, I like that already. Now you don't even see the earrings anymore. A little bit, I can see a little bit, so that's fine. That's enough for me to see where I will place the little bits of dried oil paint. So now it's already looking a little bit better. I do want to define the nose a little bit more by making this a little bit smaller, and also try to use this lighter. I'm just using my hand to clean it, to make a little bit more of rosy cheeks, because I like this color, and that will also bring it all together with the background having the same color. That will bring her rosy cheeks out more. And I really like it already. I don't know if I will make it darker later on, but I am beginning to like this already. Okay, let's work on the nose a little bit, and I think I will just try to do that with my pencil first. See, if you make this darker, that will really define her nose more. And this will go like this. And I want to make this dark altogether. Yeah, a little bit like this. Okay, that's more what I thought about, but I'm not really happy about the nose yet, so I will keep working on it until I'm happy about it. This is a little bit better with the white on it. Let's make this white again. And this. Okay, what I also do sometimes to fixate it, and I mean by that is when you put down a color on top of a color, you can really rub it in the paper, as I said, and you can use white for that. So you have another layer, you will have to go over it again, but that will really help to fixate everything. And I don't want it to be perfect, but I do want everything colored. That's what I like. Okay, yeah, I really like that. And now I'm getting a soft purple. Let's see if I have soft purple. I don't think I have it. I do have blue. It's still going, but I'm already almost an hour in, so I don't know how long my camera will keep going. So now the light is having difficulty, so perhaps my battery is going. I don't know. I think I'm going to plug it in just to be sure. Let me see. Yeah, that was it, I think, because now it's brighter. So, yeah. Okay, now I want to work on her eyes a little bit, but I don't have the right color of brown. So I'm taking a little bit of a lighter color, but I do want it. So I'm putting ochre and sort of a dark red together, and then I'm just fixating the color like that, you see, and the white dots on it. I could do it now, but let me see if I can get it to work. Sometimes it doesn't work. I just use my hands. You can put a dot with something that is sticking out a little bit, and I try to get the dots on the right spots. No, it doesn't really work now. So yeah, I will just keep working on it, and now I'm going to define her pupil again, because I just went over it, and I'm going to define her eye again and eyelids. So like that, I like it better. Yeah, I like it a little bit better now. So now I want to define the leaves a little bit better. I could use my pencil for that. I'm erasing because this is hard, hard consistency, the pencil. So I'm erasing and coloring at the same time. That's what it does with oil pastels. Oh, I see I missed a color to color in one of the leaves. I will also try the darker green, see if that does, if I like it. Hmm. I'm pressing a little bit hard because I do want that definition.